Hi guys, my good friend MaryEllen here on YouTube asked me what die cutting is all about. And so I have a big kick machine. This is what it looks like. It has a handle here. That's what it looks like. It's quite heavy. And when I use the thinlit, framelit dies, this is the magnetic platform, and so that's what I use. I'm going to show you a couple of other ones too. So you stick this in here. I'm trying to get the camera in the right position. I hope that's okay. Okay, so you put the platform down, and for the thinlit dies, you need the thicker platform. And so this is a cutting pad, cutting plate, and as you can see, it has some cuts in it, but that's nothing compared to this one. This is what they look like eventually, and this one is starting to bow, so I need to flip it over. You can use these even when they look this terrible until they crack. So I'm going to show how to do all of these cute little thinlit dies. And because this one is bowed, I'm going to do it kind of, well, there are so many ways that you can do it, but I'm going to do it backwards so that the cutting area of the die is facing up. And I'm going to pull some more of these little dies out of here, like the bird. Like I say, just make sure that the cutting edge is up. Here's the non-cutting edge, and here's the cutting edge. And then these just stick because the magnet is underneath. And let's do a bow. And the little flower. Oh, and this one, I had used the gold poster board on. So I have those all lined up, and I'm going to use this patterned paper. And so the way that I'm going to put it this way, come on, Joan, talk. And then I'm going to use my old cutting pad here, and you twist it and you hold on to the machine. As you can see, if you don't put some pressure down, it will move, and you can hear it cutting into the plastic, which is what it's supposed to do. So then you take your top sheet off, and I'm going to take this off of the magnet because the dies will just stick. So here's the beautiful butterfly. And you can use a variety of materials: paper, cardstock, some thin fabrics, foam. You can use the craft foam from the Dollar Tree. I don't have my little poker right here. It's over by my Cricut machine. There's a cute little bow. The bird. I've been cutting out just plain bicycles with plain paper, so I thought it would be fun to use a pattern paper. I'm going to be making a card for my best friend in Madison, and I wanted to include a bike. Here's a little flower. There's the center. And then here's the bike. And it just comes out like that. And you just push the extra pieces through, and there you have it. Very easy. Okay, now I have a couple of other dies here. The Big Shot or Big Kick, whichever one you get, does come with the universal platform, and so the way that you put the the sandwich and layer everything. Depends on which part of it you use. So I love this one, the scallop envelope. This makes really cute envelopes, and it puts the score marks in there for you. This is what it looks like. And again, I'm going to do it this way because this is warped. And I think I'll do that in this same pretty paper. So I've got it lined up here. And you can line it up so that you don't, okay, hang on. I have to remember because it's going to score that way. I may be doing this backwards. And you'll see in a minute if I do it backwards. So then that's what you need. You just use your 2 cutting pads and the big die. And here it is. And here are the score lines. So I guess it doesn't really matter, but it puts those little lines in there. I hope you can see that. And then you just fold and get your bone folder. And you do that, and where's the line here? Oh, there it is. Yeah, this paper is pretty thick, so it's not really. And you can take your scoring tool and reinforce that if you want to. And there's that, and then where's the one here? It's right there. So then what you do is you take your adhesive. This is where that little tiny glue runner would work really well. And then you can close it with washi tape or with Velcro, but it just makes a really cute little envelope. Easy to do. Okay, and then I have another one here that is just so pretty. Oh, that's my old address. Doesn't matter. I don't live there anymore. This is a Tim Holtz die. And I don't know if you can see. Oh, there's some stuck in there. And I think I'll do this with the green paper. And then I put my cutting pad there. And we'll run it through. And if you're not sure if it's going to cut all the way through, you can always go back, reverse it, and then here's the bird. And then you take all the little pieces of the cage out. And you can put them on your card and, you know, put the bird inside or on the outside, whatever you want to do. And then here is his little wing. So you can cut this out in a different color, the wing, or you can put some ink on it to give it some definition. Just put some ink around the edges to give it some definition. You can cut the branch out of a different color. So, I mean, you can do so many things. This is an awesome machine. I've had mine for a few years now, and I just love it. So, that's what a die cutting machine is. So I hope that helps you, MaryEllen, to understand. Oh, hang on, I'll be back. So this is a multi-purpose platform, and depending on what you're doing, you use the different tabs. So I'm going to show you embossing folders. So stick that in. That gives you directions on how to do it. Now, an embossing folder, what it will do is it will emboss or deboss, depending on how you do it, this image into the paper. I don't know if you can see that. This is a mason jar. That is a wood grain. These are little flowers. And this one is really pretty. So if you have a card and you want to put some texture into the cardstock, this is a real pretty one. So it's all textured in here. So let's use this one. So I'm going to put my cutting pad down here, and I'm going to put, let's see, this paper in the folder. It's nice because it's a folder, so it's real easy to get the paper in there and to keep it in. And then the other cutting pad, and you go through and roll it through. Now these I don't recommend running through twice, because if you do, a lot of times it will cut through the paper instead of just leaving a nice design. And then you can take your ink pad or your ink and go over it and emphasize. Let me see if I have my craft desk is a mess as always. And I know I have one of those little sponges here. Oh, here it is. So you can take one of these. This is made by Tim Holtz. And get, what color do I want? What color ink do I want? Well, let's just do this one. I hope there's still ink on it. We're going to see. And then you can just lightly go over it. This has some darker color on it. So you can bring that design out by going over it with the ink. So these machines have a lot of uses, and mine has gotten a lot of use. I like my Cricut too, but I like my Big Kick. So that's what it will do, is it will emphasize the design that you put in there. It maybe would have been better to do it on a plain piece of paper, but you get the gist. So anyway, those are some of the things that you can do with a die cut machine. And I think that Sizzix is probably, the Big Kicks and the Big Shots, I think that they are probably considered the best ones by most people. And then when they came out with this, you can see how these, everything, they just stick. With this magnetic platform, that really helped when using the little Thinlit dies, because before, sometimes you'd have to use washi tape to tape them down because they would move. And then the reason that you would use a washi tape is that it doesn't have a real heavy-duty adhesive on it, so it's easy to remove, and it won't take the top part of your paper off. It's just real thin. You can tear it. You can put it on my paper and then remove it. Oh, it did there. If you're going to do that, I recommend going that way. See? So anyway, there you go, MaryEllen. I hope that helped, and thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.